Hello. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hey. Oh my god, my hair looks so bad. Oh well. Let's see. It's muting. What's up, guys? Well, what's up, guys? Excellent, excellent. I'm using my headphones. So, and then every time I talk, there's only like 1 out of 7 dots of like lights up. So I'm like, can you guys hear me okay? Excellent, excellent. I'm glad you can hear me. So today we're doing a live Q&A because editing my second LA vlog for you guys. I'm like 4 minutes into it, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like another half-hour video. So, um, thanks, Tina. I'm glad that you think my channel is awesome. And also, shout out Amanda for being the first one here. Hey, Lotus Vegan, thank you so much for all your comments on my videos. I always see your name, and I appreciate your support. So, I actually have a bunch of questions from you guys. Hey, I'm doing my live Q&A right now. Okay. Thanks, guys. You guys are so nice. God damn. Okay, let me pull up some of the questions that you guys have, and feel free to ask me questions in the chat as well. You're hungry? Thanks for noticing me. Thanks for noticing me. Let's see. Let's see. All right. You want brunch, man? I haven't eaten anything yet today. It's like 12:20. Everyone is downstairs, like having a frenzy and cooking, and they're like, "We need your help. We need your help." I'm like, "I have a live stream. My mom texted me saying that she needed my help. What documentaries would you recommend someone transitioning to veganism? Just watched your LA vlog and made me so hungry. So when I first transitioned to veganism, I had watched Forks Over Knives. And I also watched, what was the other one? Vegucated, and I found those ones were pretty good. But after watching like a lot of vegan documentaries, yo man, you're making a lot of noise. um what was I saying? Oh yeah, so when I like the more vegan documentaries I watched, the more I realized that they use the sort of same people over and over again, and they like I feel like they cherry pick a lot of examples. So like for someone who's first getting into it, I think it's really cool to watch like Vegucated, Forks Over Knives. Those are older. What the Health? I have a lot of mixed feelings about What the Health because I understand what they're trying to do with What the Health, but they again cherry pick a lot of studies and um yeah, it's a lot of fear mongering, and I don't think that it's like helpful because once people educate themselves and they learn like, oh, like you won't die if you eat dairy, um, then can you close the door? You can come in, just close the door. Um, yeah. Oh my god, Min! Oh my god, it's so loud. um, yeah. So like that's the thing with like those vegan documentaries is that they're like so biased, and they are effective in the sense that like they convince people maybe this is not really worth it or whatever. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like I'd rather people know all the facts and choose to go vegan based on the facts. And What the Health is a lot of just like emotional, like you will die if you don't go vegan type thing, which is not the case. Okay. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. So yeah, What the Health is full of pseudoscience, especially when they talk about nutrition. That's the thing, right? I mean, that's not to say that like there are tons of people who have had experiences with like cancer and that they've alleviated a lot of their symptoms by going vegan, like raw vegan especially. Like I know a couple people who have done that and have like gotten a lot better because of it, but it is not a cure to cancer. And that's I think very harmful to not only the people who are diagnosed with cancer, but also their family and friends, and also veganism itself when they realize that it won't cure cancer. When we're going to a new restaurant, how do you figure out if something is vegan? Sometimes I feel annoying asking so many questions. So it gets to the point where, I mean, I used to be really apologetic about it, but the easiest way to do it that doesn't like put the people who you're with like on the spot or like have them like awkwardly listening to you. I mean, it's also like a good idea to like do it in front of them so they understand. But I typically call ahead and ask if there's any vegan options, and then I double check with the server, being like, I talked to somebody, X, Y, and Z is vegan type thing. So that's like usually my go-to. I do a lot of research ahead of time. Um, but I'm not afraid to ask a ton of questions because I like for me it's more than just like an ethical thing. I'm also allergic to a lot of foods, so if they add in like anything with fish or seafood or oyster sauce or fish sauce, I will get like a reaction. So I have to like double check. Plus I have an allergy, so they have to ask the kitchen anyway. You look so gorgeous right now. Oh my god. Thank you. When you go to a place like LA, how do you deal with all the vegan choices? Do you always know what you want or is it overwhelming? Do you feel like you have to try it all? Sorry, so many questions. Hey, no, I love the questions. So when I went to LA, I actually made a list ahead of time because I knew I would be overwhelmed. And because LA is so far spread apart, you kind of have to like plan out like where you're going and like what places you're going to hit up that day. Because otherwise, you're going to be driving like 45 minutes like to one end of LA and then an hour back to the other end. And like it's just like a whole thing. So I did a lot of research. And it also helps when you have like friends who know the area. So Russell helped me narrow down a lot of the different places that I hadn't been to and was like, okay, you need to go to Wild Chive and you need to go to this and you need to go to this. And like I went to a couple places that I had heard of based on like hype on Instagram. And when I went, I was like kind of disappointed. Like Rahel's, like I love that it's a vegan Ethiopian place, but I definitely had better Ethiopian. But like it is a cool vibe and like I love how like there's like I love vegan or like eat kind or like be kind type stuff is like all over the restaurant. So like that's cool for like the vibe. But yeah, I did feel like I have to try it all, but like whenever I'm on vacation, I really have to um, really pay attention to like my body and not just eat because I want to eat something, but eat because like I'm hungry, if that makes any sense. And it helps a lot, like if you're, especially in LA, because there's so many hiking places. If you go walking around or like do a lot of like activities so that you get hungrier faster. Exercising, like being able to eat more, is the best motivation to exercise for me personally. Gary Yourofsky's best speech ever. I actually haven't watched Gary Yourofsky. I always get him and the other Gary confused, Francione. Um, thank you for your answer. Well, thank you for the question. Have you been to Vegandale? I have. Or the festival. I haven't been. I've been to the older iterations of the festival, but the area called Vegandale in Toronto, I haven't really talked about it online that much. But I've told other people in person my thoughts about it. But essentially, Vegandale is an American company that isn't necessarily vegan, coming and like gentrifying a lower income area in Toronto because Parkdale is like one of the last more affordable places in Toronto to live. And they're pushing out a lot of businesses and a lot of people who were living there before, which kind of sucks. And like one of the places that they took over was a vegan Ethiopian restaurant. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to Vegandale again this year. Are you spiritual or do you meditate? I don't meditate. I don't know. I find that like my yoga practice tends to be what's up? Okay, I know. Oh my gosh. Um, sorry guys. Family stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah, when I do yoga, that tends to be in my like meditation. But in terms of like other spiritual stuff, I don't really. I don't know. I don't know if I'm like not spiritual, but I'm not actively spiritual at the moment. How's it going with your training and going to the gym? So, I actually haven't been going to the gym recently because I had like a really bad experience at my gym. I initially signed up with them because they were like really chill and they didn't like hardcore sell you on stuff. But then they started selling you really hard and getting really aggressive, and then it made me not want to go to the gym, because that's like why I didn't like the gym culture, which is why I didn't go to that. Like that's why I picked that gym in the future, or not in the future, like specifically. So I haven't been going, but I probably will come back another time. Like I still paid for the gym. I had the gym membership, and like I think when I get back, Eddie and I will start going pretty hard at the gym, because we need to get fit. How's the wedding planning going? Oh, I'm missing questions. I love you lots and lots. Please do a UK meetup whenever you're next over. I did a couple UK meetups and one person showed up. So I'm always like, that's the thing with meetups, is that like I plan them and nobody shows up, and it doesn't feel good when nobody shows up. So I don't know if I'll do another meetup, because I've had, I think, 7 now, and I think a grand total of like 5 people have showed up total. It doesn't feel good. Will you be doing? Wait, no. Mm, how's the wedding planning going? It's going. I have a Vietnamese tea ceremony, like that's like my vegan wedding, or my Vietnamese wedding, coming up in July. Um, so I've been like trying to figure out all that kind of stuff, but it's like a lot of family stuff, so it's kind of difficult. It's not really anything like super vloggable. It's just like me trying to manage my family. Do you plan on making any new collab videos with other vegan YouTubers in the future? I would like to, but it's like it's hard. So many people are all over the place, and Lauren is always so busy, and I don't think she really does collabs anymore. So I haven't really approached her. I'm like always afraid to approach her because she's so busy. um, but I do want to go to like Calgary and like visit Rose and Mary at some point, but it's hard. Maybe I think people might be coming down for Vegan Day, so I might do another one then. But I have so many videos like backlog that I need to edit out before I think about doing more collabs. mm, will you be doing a Toronto meetup at all of you? Yeah, so that's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to do another meetup. Nobody comes. If you love the politics of food and its relation to culture, class, gender, you should check out the Racist Sandwich podcast. Okay, I will write that down. 1 second before I forget. I'm going in my app. Racist sandwich question, or wait, wow, I'm not. Yo, words are hard. I'm so tired. Racist sandwich podcast. Subscribed. All right. Hi from Florida. Hello, hello. Oh, why is there a sad face? Lotus Vegan, are you okay? Are you going to vlog the wedding? I'm gonna vlog some parts of the wedding, but for the most part, I'm gonna keep the video part of it up to my videographer, because I'm gonna be dealing with a lot of stress of like family and coordinating and trying to like do my own makeup and stuff like that. So like I've been practicing my makeup. I feel like I've gotten slightly better at doing my brows. I don't know if I'm gonna do a wing for my makeup for my wedding, but this is like my signature look, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm still gonna be vlogging like the stuff, planning the wedding ahead of time and all that kind of stuff. So I might give my camera to Janelle, and she might take over the vlog for that day. But she's also gonna be busy because she's like my maid of honor. So I don't know. What country would you like to visit next? Um, I don't know if I can afford to travel again for a while, especially with the wedding coming up. But I think for our honeymoon, Eddie and I really want to go to Japan. But there's also a bunch of other places that we want to go to. Like we want to go to like the east coast of Canada and then the west coast of Canada. We also want to go to Portland, and we want to go to Florida, and we also want to go to Scotland. And I really want to go to Australia one day. Like I have like so many places that I want to go to. But I'm in the process of learning Japanese right now. I've been watching a lot of Terrace House, so like I'm like in the Japanese sort of thing. But yeah, that's what I want to do at one point. Have a wonderful day. Well, thanks, Louise. Oh no, I scrolled too far. Oh no, where did I lost it? Oh, here we go. Will you do an all vegan wedding? Yes, I will. You mentioned you have Invisalign. Do you recommend it? Do you think you'll do a video on it? I don't know. I don't feel like my experience will be that relevant to you guys. Like, I don't know if you guys care about. I'm wearing that now. I don't know if you guys can see it. So I have like the trays and then elastics. I'm on my 10th tray right now. It's okay. I like it. I think I like it better than braces because I can like eat and not get the stuff stuck in my brackets, and like I can floss normally and stuff like that. Like that was like the most annoying thing was like using the super floss when I had braces as a kid, and like trying to floss in between the brackets. Like that was just like so annoying. And I also get like really bad headaches from braces, but I didn't get really bad headaches from these because these are like a lot more gradual. So yeah, I don't know. This is my video, I guess, for my thoughts on the Invisalign. I like it so far. It's fine. It's just annoying that I have to like brush my teeth every time I eat something. mm, I love baking. What kind of substitutes could I use for eggs and butter? So it depends on what you're baking, but a lot of times flaxseed, applesauce, bananas, those kinds of things can be used as an egg replacer. But a lot of things like you don't even need the egg really. So for example, my pancake recipe, I just use soy milk, and in pancakes, you don't really need a binder, but what the eggs sort of function as in pancakes is as like a protein source so that it'll brown. So I use soy milk because it's the highest protein uh, content of dairy alternatives. So I end up using soy milk for that. If that made any sense, I'm sorry, I'm like all over the place. And so for butter, I just use vegan butter. Like you'll have to experiment with different vegan butters to see which one that you like the best. Some perform better as cake, some perform better as cookies. It really depends because some have like different moisture contents. But for my baking, I tend to use earth balance. But then like for my cookies and stuff like that. But for my cakes and stuff and my scones, I use basil. So it's up to you. Hello, it's Mrs. Jack Potato and Mr. Jack Potato on Mr. Jack Potato's account. Love you. Thanks for hanging out. If you guys don't know, I know Mrs. Jack Potato from my Discord and also my Twitch streams. So I do some gaming Twitch streams on there, and it's a fun time. I meant to stream yesterday, but I was out all day, and I totally forgot to stream when I got home, and I wasn't even home until like midnight anyway, so I was so busy. But yeah, if you guys want to join my Discord, you don't have to play games to be on the Discord, but it's kind of like MSN but for gamers. But it's just like a community for me anyway. So I have it linked on my. I think I have it linked in the description down below, but also I have it in the on my channel page. There's like a little thing, like a little doodad in the corner, but just beside all my links. So there's the Discord thing there. Do you recommend any recipes or do you have any recommendations for using rhubarb? Oh, I love rhubarb. Um, oh my god, sorry. I just was sitting at a weird angle. Now my butt hurts. So I gotta readjust. TMI probably. For using rhubarb. I mean, I love using rhubarb in pie. Um, Strawberry rhubarb pie is probably my favorite pie of all time. But peach pie is also pretty high up there. I don't know. I think I like peach pie better than strawberry. I know, you don't care. Yeah. So I like using a pie. It's also good in my family uses rhubarb in smoothies or not smoothies, soups. Um, so that's also fun. I have a rhubarb compote. It's a raspberry rhubarb compote recipe on my blog if you want to look it up. How do you practice body positivity, and would you recommend? What would you recommend doing as someone who's got some issues with that? Love your channel, by the way. Greetings from Denmark. Thank you. I mean, like all people, I struggle a lot with my body, and I've actually shared a video in the past about my history with an eating disorder. Although that's not really, I mean, it is a little bit stemming from how I view myself, but that was also a reaction to my environment. I have a lot of control issues, and so when I feel like life is like really out of control, I tend to um, have some pretty bad habits in terms of not eating properly and not taking care of myself. So for body positivity, I mean, you really have to get to the point where you stop caring about what other people think and you start loving yourself and like appreciating that you can't compare yourself to other people and that you can't expect your body to do something that it's not natural to do, if that makes any sense. Like everyone has a different body type, everyone reacts differently when they eat certain foods. Like I remember being around really athletic people when I was growing up. And like I'm athletic, but I'm not like an ectomorph athletic. Like I'm like a mesomorph. So like if I actually committed myself to working out properly, like I did like in October, I can get pretty fit pretty fast. But I'm not naturally just bit. So I have to like not hold myself up to the same sort of like standards as other people, because I knew some people who could eat so much food and they wouldn't have to do a thing and they would just be so skinny, whereas if I do that, then I gain weight. So I have to like, if that's something that I care about, then I have to like make sure that I manage my activity levels to compensate for like what I want my body to look like or whatever. But just basically, take care of yourself and love yourself and understand that your body is your body and that it's different from other people. I hope that answers your question. If any of you guys have your own thoughts on body positivity and how you guys stay positive, and loving yourself, then please, by all means, sound off in the comments. If you come to Chicago, I will most definitely come, and I'm sure a lot of people would too. Thank you. That's what people say everywhere. And I get one person show up. Yes, someone else said chia seeds for eggs. That's true. Hi, Brian. Your vegan lasagna is a staple at my house. Hello from Minneapolis. I'm so glad. Man, I love that vegan lasagna. I need to make that again soon. It's so good. The Danish National Health Board announced this week that it's possible to raise kids on vegan diet. Before this, they recommended against it. They still do, but they now recognize that it's possible. That's awesome. That's so good. And yeah, the American Dietetics Association and the Canadian Dietitians Association both state that a vegan diet is healthy. Like a properly planned and balanced vegan diet is healthy for all stages of life. So that includes infancy, pregnancy, etc. Although every time I say that kind of thing, I get these like really weird comments where people are like, you will regret your decision if you go vegan when you're pregnant, blah, 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 you need meat, blah, blah, blah. Go mind your own business. My fiance and I are planning Japan for a honeymoon. Oh, that's so cool. I want to go so bad. You are incredible. Thank you. Yeah, go to Japan. Can be your tour guide. Really? Mm. Oh, hey. Have you seen Lauren's What I Eat in a Day in Las Vegas? It's honestly a vegan paradise here. Please come and have a meetup when viable. I want to someday. I haven't seen that video yet. I haven't been watching a lot of YouTube the past like week or so. I've been watching a lot of Terrace House. It's on Netflix. I'm watching. I don't know if you guys watch Terrace House, but it's called Aloha State. That's the one that I'm watching. I don't know why I started with that one, but it's really fun. And it's like very you really see the contrast between Japanese culture and American culture, or like Western culture, because there's some people who are on there that are half American, and so they're like raised in a mix of like Japan and America. So like they have some like Japanese culture characteristics, but they also have like experience with Western culture. So it's really interesting to see those two sort of collide. Hey, Lucia. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If you ever come to Florida, ever in my area, Boca Raton or Fort Lauderdale, I'll show you up. I'll show up, not show you up. Promise, and show you around places. Thank you. Japan is a good choice. Do try to visit as many temples and local places so far. Touristy spots are great, but those small neighborhoods and izakayas have been the most memorable for me. So I don't know if you guys notice from the way that I vlog, but like we don't do a lot of the touristy stuff. Eddie and I can't be bothered with crowds, and like I don't care about the touristy things. Like you see pictures of those, like that's not like, unless it's like, seeing Paris from like the top of like Eiffel Tower, and like seeing like that whole thing, like the view from there is like pretty cool. But like I've been up there before. I think Eddie has too. And so like neither of us were like, I don't really care. But yeah, I've been told to check out temples because there's a lot of vegan stuff there, and I'm also Buddhist. I don't know if I'm in the same sort of like branch of Buddhism as in Japan, but uh, yeah, that's cool. And I love walking around the small neighborhoods, and just like I like whenever I travel, I like experiencing the place as a local, if that makes sense. So I try to stay with people or like in neighborhoods so that I can like be like them, if that makes sense. Maybe that sounds so silly, but I'd rather just blend in than be like, I'm a tourist, here's a picture of me in here, or whatever. Hi, Neon Quake. Thanks, Mrs. JP, for the shout out to my Twitch channel. Is Twitch free? Yes, watching Twitch is free. You can choose to How do I ban this Hans Holtz person? Hide user on this channel. Bye. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, they really spammed today. Yeah, so it's like Twitch is kind of like Patreon in the sense that you can also subscribe on there if you want to support me. I've been meaning to make a Patreon, but I haven't gotten around to doing it yet. By the way, one recommendation, please visit Bali one day. Almost everything is vegan. Hope I can meet you. Oh, I really want to go Bali one day. I see Stephanie from Naturally Stephanie go a lot, and it just looks so beautiful. And so much fresh fruit and like good food. Oh, it sounds so good. You are beautiful. Thank you. Hi, Brazil. How late is it now in Canada? I'm not in Canada right now. I'm actually in Pennsylvania, which is why I'm doing a live stream in a room that's not mine. This is my cousin Lena's room. I'm here for her graduation. But it's 12:45 p.m. Almost everything in Bali is vegan. I'm going to have to look into going one day. Oh, a copa de Urusia e Nosa. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Is that you have? Oh, you have a Brazilian name. Okay, that looks like Portuguese. I'm so rough in my Portuguese. I'm from Spain and I love your channel and blog since I discovered it. You're a big source of inspiration. Would you do a recipe with matcha? I have done recipes with matcha actually. I've done a lemonade and I did a latte. I hope I could just see you once in real life. It's not that exciting. Not everything, but there's lots of vegan places that are scattered around everywhere. Haven't been to Bali while being vegan. A lot of people have been saying that Vietnamese or Vietnam is also very vegan friendly, but I haven't been back since I was vegetarian. The last time I was there, I was in 2009, and I still ate meat back then, although I ate a lot of fruit and vegetables. What are your thoughts on the role of Anthony Bourdain's work? Also, what do you think was his impact on exoticizing other brown and black cuisines and cultures? Honestly, I didn't really watch or familiarize myself with a lot with Anthony Bourdain's work. A lot of people kept saying like, "Oh, I love Anthony Bourdain. I love him. I love him. I love him," or whatever. And I just like whenever someone does that to me, I don't want to check them out. Maybe that's bad, but that's so I've never read any of his work. I've been seeing a lot of posts and how people have been inspired by him, and are saddened by his recent death. But um, yeah, I don't really know enough to say anything about it. But I'm never really cool with people exoticizing different cultures. It's just weird. It's awkward. Is there anything that you have as an exception to veganism? I'm First Nation, so traditionally hard for me. I think the only thing that would be outside of veganism would be my silk pants from before I was vegan. I choose not to buy any new silk, but I wear my old like traditional silk pants that go with my Vietnamese áo dài, which is like a dress. But you know, like I've heard a lot of people who have issues trying to um, connect with their cultural roots as well as veganism because I know a lot of indigenous culture, it's very rooted in like the land and like the spirits and like honoring like the creatures around you and the spirits around you. And I think that honestly for indigenous culture, like we're not protesting that. Like I don't know. Personally, I don't protest the seal hunt or anything that has to do with any indigenous folks because it's not my place. And as like colonizers of this country, it's really not appropriate, in my opinion. So, like, yeah, I don't know. I feel the same way about hunting. I think hunting for sport is pretty barbaric and not necessary, but in terms of like people hunting for food, especially indigenous cultures, like I don't have a problem. Like I obviously would like them to not eat animals, but for them they use the whole animal and they're not contributing to the cruelty of like factory farming or whatever. And like a hunter typically doesn't like they respect the animal and they don't really want to kill them in a painful long drawn out way. So that's that's not what I'm really protesting. I'd rather focus my energy on protesting like people who just like support factory farms and like go to the grocery store and buy like grass-fed happy meat, because I think that's whatever. Yeah, I can just see the comments. I'm just like trying to go with the questions in order. I wish I could stay. My grandpa says I gotta sleep. Okay. Well, thanks for hanging out. Come to Seattle. In Germany, it's 6:45 p.m. Yeah, that's why I picked this time, because I was hoping to catch people in different time zones. Anthony Bourdain was very anti-vegan and very anti-vegetarian. Mm, I mean, I've seen some stuff. I've heard that it's like old comments. He might have changed his views now. A lot of people, I mean, like I used to be anti-vegan when I was like 18 or whatever. So people change. People, I would give people the benefit of the doubt. Just because it was published in like an old book doesn't mean that's how he felt before he, like, in recent times or whatever. Like related beer belly. I mean, it depends on how you eat. If you eat healthy, then probably would help, but it depends on your body. Mm, I see language that isn't English, and I cannot help you. If you ask me questions in French, I can understand. Vietnamese maybe a little bit, Spanish also a little bit, but French or English would be for me. I'm with you on the clothes and such. I won't buy anything new that isn't vegan. In fact, I just bought 2 new vegan purses from TJ Maxx. Very nice. What's your favorite vegan restaurant in Toronto? I want to do some video reviews on vegan places. My mom is a vegan. I don't know anywhere that's amazing. Like Vietnamese food is Saigon Lotus. My favorite Ethiopian food is probably Ethiopian House. Um, well, actually, my number one favorite is Nazareth, but like they're so unreliably open, so I usually just go to the other place. Um, 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 for like high end dining, I love like a Y, so it's like very mm, like gourmet, and there's a lot of nuance in the flavor, so it's really good. And then my favorite like junk food place would be Hogtown Vegan for sure. I will check out your matcha recipes. Your skin looks very cool now. If you can choose only one vegan cheese to eat in your entire life, what will it be? My skin looks very cool. All right, I'll take it. Mm, one vegan cheese to eat my entire life. What would it be? Probably the follow your heart slices. I could eat those forever. How does your family support you as a vegan? Um, the thing is, my family supports me in the sense that like they just don't expect me to eat meat anymore. A lot of times they'll make me, depending on the occasion, they'll make me vegan food, but they didn't start doing that until my mom went vegetarian, because now they accommodate both of us instead of just me. And before I would just like not eat around my family, which kind of sucked, but I didn't really want to impose. And like, as like the oldest girl in my generation, I have to like set an example and not being difficult or whatever. So it's like there's like so many other things other than being vegan that's a factor in that whole in the way that I behave around my family. What do you think of people who use recipes but add back in the non-vegan elements? I mean, I can't control what people do with my recipes, right? So if people are going to eat meat, I can't stop them. But if they use my recipes, I assume that they visit my website to go visit my recipes, and then they support my website by looking at the ads. So that's good for me. So they support a vegan in their process. Obviously, I would prefer that they don't use non-vegan elements, but I can't control people. Hi from South Africa. Hello. The belly is the last to lose when all other weight comes off the body. That's true. I despise drugs and alcohol. I've never been drunk or high before, but I do eat processed food, and I'm a slender individual who has a pot belly. It's really weird. Yeah, it might just be like your body. It could be bloating. It could be a bunch of different foods. I mean, processed food. It could be water weight. Yeah. I think Bourdain got the anti-vegan rep for his very first article saying cooks hate vegans, like as in they had to accommodate vegan diners. Yeah, I think things have changed um with when it comes to cooking for vegans now, since there's more of us. Um Restaurants are expected to have vegan options nowadays. So that's better. Um but it really depends. I think that chefs should view cooking vegan as a point of a challenge, to not rely so much on animal protein, and focus on nuances and flavor with vegetables and sauces and ingredients to tell a story on your plate that doesn't necessarily focus around meat. And I think a lot of restaurants are doing that more and more nowadays, because there's so much, like, because a lot of chefs, they do care about food, and they care about animals, and they care about the impact of food on the environment. So once they become more educated about it, a lot of them do focus more on vegetables than they do on protein. Like, for example, the chef behind Awai, Nathan, I can't remember his last name, but he's not vegan, but he has that perspective on food and cooking. So I think that's great. I love Naz, but the kitchen is always closed. Yeah, that's the thing, right? And if the kitchen's open, there's a line for like 2 hours. I love how you're such a cool vegan. Thank you. Come to Minneapolis, and I'll take you to the herbivorous butcher, J. Selby's vegan restaurant, Glam Doll Donuts, and other awesome vegan places. My friend Casey works for J. Selby's, and I've tried some herbivorous butcher stuff in LA. Oh my god, that was so good. Holy, your skin is so clear and glowing. What's your skincare routine? My skincare routine is picking good lighting and wearing makeup. Honestly, just drinking a lot of water. I have some skincare products. I could probably do a video on that. But I mostly use Derma E and The Ordinary right now. Try floor exercises for your abdomen. Yeah, maybe. Thanks for suggestions. Definitely going to try Saigon lettuce. It's really good. Hi, Mel. Do you drink rakia? I don't know what that is. I love this streaming. Thanks for all, Lisa. I have to come back and study. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for hanging out. I hope that you have good luck with your studying, and you study well and do well in your exams. Hey, Lisa, have you heard about LGBT content creators on YouTube being demonetized? Would you consider switching video platforms? Yeah, I've heard about it. I don't know why that's happening, because YouTube is generally a very liberal company. So I think that it's odd that that's happening. Would I consider switching video platforms? I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I think that YouTube as a whole has the most comprehensive Boolean algorithm schedule, or not schedule, just Boolean algorithm in general. And I do use other platforms. I use Twitch, but I don't use Twitch for like my like hosting my videos and stuff like that. I just use Twitch for like live streaming. But mm, at the moment, YouTube is like kind of this giant beast that creators kind of have to like just be along and hold on for the ride, because it's it's the biggest out there, and it's the one that has the most resources, because like anyone can host a video platform, but you need to have a lot of resources to accommodate the people and the traffic and the bandwidth that goes along with it. And YouTube's been at this for a long time. I don't know if you guys ever remember old school YouTube. I don't know if you guys know, I used to be a YouTuber when I was like in high school. I deleted all my videos, so it's not there anymore. um, but YouTube back in the day used to be pretty rough. Oh my gosh, I got was it a super chat? Thanks for the $2. Favorite vegan YouTuber, thanks for being real. Well, thank you for watching, and thank you so much for the $2. Um, you are awesome. Thanks, Bianca. Which countries did you already visit? Greetings from Germany. I've been to Austria, Germany, Italy, France, Brazil, Vietnam. I think I think that's it. Yeah. I mostly went on band trips in high school. That's where I was traveling. Mm, what is your favorite dish? Oh, there's so much stuff here. I don't even know where to start. I love a good bowl of food with some rice and some delicious veggies on top. But I do also love mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is like one of my favorite foods, and ramen. So either ramen or mac and cheese. What is your opinion on the recent Ontario election? It's gonna be a dumpster fire. That's my opinion. I'm not looking forward to living here, but there's nowhere else to go. Hi Lisa, fellow Viet here. I'm a vegetarian that limits his dairy intake, via genetics, and watching your videos inspires me to take more and more steps towards a vegan lifestyle. Yay! I'm so glad to hear that. Hey from Israel. Oh, so cool. Your pancake recipe is literally the best thing in the world. I can't stop eating them. I'm so glad. I'm glad that you like them and I'm glad you enjoy them. Also, I love that you guys share the pictures on Instagram and tag me. I favorite them and like I add them to my little collection. And anytime I'm feeling down, I just like click on like that tab, my collections tab, and I just scroll through all the pancakes that you guys have made. It makes me so happy. Where did you go to college? What did you study? I did a video on it a long time ago. It was 5 things you probably didn't know about me, I think, or get to know me video. If you guys want to watch that, it was from like 2 years ago. But I studied translation studies for my undergrad at University of Ottawa, and that was French and English and Spanish translation. So I translated from French to English and Spanish to English. And then I did my master's in Asian studies, focusing on feminism and social media, and just sort of intersectionality in translation at York University. Bibimbap. Oh, bibimbap's so good. There's a place called it's called Bibimbap on Eglinton West in Toronto. That's like my favorite place. I used to live close to there, and I used to go there all the time. So good. What's your friend name that works at J. Selby's? What does she do there? Have you gotten to eat there yet? I have never been to Minneapolis or Twin Cities or wherever that is. Um, I'm just readjusting because again my butt hurts. But it's Casey. He does the social media, I'm pretty sure, for J. Selby's. Would you consider visiting Denmark? Would love to make some traditional Danish dishes veganized for you. Oh my gosh, I would love to. Um, I actually, before I went like part time for my job, one of my clients at my marketing agency was for like a Danish bakery in Toronto, and so I know a lot about Danish culture actually. So I would love to go to Denmark. It's so cool. Vegans aren't real. Vegans, it's all a conspiracy. I mean, I'm pretty real. I don't think I'm a conspiracy. I'm not. I'm just trying to live my life and share with you guys. So I mean, if you don't believe in us, that's something wrong with you. What's your favorite dessert? Probably ice cream. Are you meditate while you eating like one apple is the Christ, one carrot is the sun, and so one thank you, Oliver? I mean, no. What's your thought on mukbangs? Do you like to watch them? I love watching mukbangs. It depends on how they eat. If they're like a gross eater, then I don't really like to eat them. But most people that I watch mukbangs for, they're very like cute when they eat. I miss Mommy Tang. Do you like cats or dogs, and why? I love dog. I mean, I love both, but I love dogs a little bit more. Um, I'm very allergic to cats, though. I'm allergic to dogs, but not as much as I am allergic to cats. And I find that cats know that I'm allergic, and they just get like all up on me. They just like rub immediately. I don't know what it is. I've been told that I have like an energy around animals that animals are drawn to, and they tend to like just want to be around me, which is like so cool, and I love it. So a lot of times I'll just like pet cats, and then I'll just start wheezing, but I'm so happy. I did French to English translation BA at Yodowa too. That's so cool. Yay, translations. If you went to U Ottawa, I actually was the coordinator at Foot Patrol. So there's if you ever took a walk from Foot Patrol, there's a big foot inside that's painted with like the 7433 numbers for like the extension for dialing Foot Patrol. I painted that. Hello from Louisiana. I'm real too. You should take a road trip across Canada. If you come to the Yukon, you can stay with me. I would love to, but that's expensive. My daughter is Vietnamese. We recently visited Hanoi. So beautiful. I've actually never been to Hanoi before. I've only been like Hue and down. I'm a real vegan as well. Did you ever watch the Kale Sandwich Show? I did. I did a couple collabs with them, and I've been in their videos before. I went with them to the Food and Drink Festival. I eat vegans. Interesting. Do you have a religion? I am technically Buddhist. I don't like really like I don't actively practice, but if I ever feel like I am not in a good place, or if I feel like I need help from an external source, even if I don't know if I believe in God, but I do have like a Vietnamese, like a Buddhist prayer that I say to make myself feel better. But I don't know if I put any stock in it. You know what I mean? But I always think like it doesn't hurt. She wanted to prioritize her family, so I don't know. I've never met her, but I think that it's important to respect her privacy and stuff like that. I think that she does miss you guys, or miss us. I guess I'm one of the watchers. Mm, I've got several of your recipes on my Instagram practicing vegan. What's your favorite recipe of mine? Like you posted my recipe on there? I don't know if I would advise you to post my recipes on your Instagram. I would rather they go to my site for it. But if you share the photos, which is I assume that's what you're doing, that's awesome. Thank you. What's my favorite recipe? Mm, I do really like my pancake recipe. I also like my waffle recipe a lot. Um, do you know Cheap Lazy Vegan? If so, I'd love to see you collab together. I have collabed with Cheap Lazy Vegan. It's my vegan pho recipe, and I have the bun bao recipe on her video and on her channel. So I have done collabs with her. A lot of bots here? I don't think so. Mm, you say you eat vegans, but you just said vegans don't exist. That's true. Thank you for everything that you do for the nice vegans. Mm, I can't really take any credit for that. There's just people are just people. Some of them are nice, some are not so nice. I just try to be a good example. Yeah, I haven't seen Roger D lately either. They've been busy. The last time I talked to them, they said they wanted to open a restaurant, but I haven't seen anything from them yet. It's really hard, really not hard to be vegan. You just don't eat animals. I mean, I think that for people who don't know how to cook, it can be a learning curve to attempt veganism. It's hard to understand. There's a lot of stuff that you learn, and like I'm always learning now, even after being vegan for 5 years and vegetarian for 7. Um, like 7 total. Like I was vegetarian for 2 years before I went vegan. Um, but I think that it's important that we are sympathetic that it can be difficult for people to go vegan, especially if you're not if there's but I think that if you have